Hello. So I am back recording another episode, and I'm a little sick right now because I just got my booster yesterday, and I'm having like those side effects of like body aches and a little bit of congestion, which kind of sucks. But luckily, I don't have any work or school today, so I'm pre-filming a couple episodes today so that way I can focus on editing them and I have more time to kind of put some effort into editing. But as you guys know, I moved to North Carolina and I got here about 2 weeks ago and I've been living alone. I've lived with my parents throughout my entire life, community college and stuff. So it's been a really weird adjustment to live completely alone. Sonny. Sorry, he's barking. Right now, we face the parking lot in our apartment complex, so he's seeing everybody going to get their mail right now, and he's being annoying, so I apologize. Anyways, so I got here, 2 weeks ago, and it's definitely been a really, really strange adjustment, especially because I struggle with depression and anxiety and a panic disorder. So it's been weird because like my heart knows and like the rational side of my brain knows that I am okay here, I'm safe here, and things of that sort. But it's been hard. It's definitely been a weird challenge to keep my anxiety at bay and my depression on the back burner. And I've made some different changes in my life in order to do that and keep those things kind of in the back of my mind instead of it taking over my day-to-day life. So one thing that I noticed is that I'm just a lot happier here. I think because I didn't like the environment I was in it back home. Also, a quick little sidebar. It's weird because I feel like I should consider this home. Like I should be calling this home. Like, oh, I'm going home as in my apartment here. But I'm still like I haven't been here long enough to do that. So I consider Illinois home, which is a really weird thing as well. I've struggled with depression and anxiety throughout my entire life. Since I was 9, I had depression and a mood disorder, and then in about junior year, I was diagnosed with anxiety and a panic disorder. Now I'm a sophomore in college, so I've been on medication for quite some time, and I feel like I have a pretty good grasp on those two mental illnesses. Now, as I was saying, there are a couple things that I had to do in my day-to-day life in order to keep my logical brain, or to be more present than it normally would be. And I'm actually doing one of those things right now, or I did today. So one thing that has definitely helped me, I've struggled a lot with the way I look. My body image and just my face. I had really bad acne in high school. So whenever, like today I woke up and I felt like shit, right? My whole body was aching from the booster shot. And I looked in the mirror, I was like, I look like shit. And so in order to kind of at least put that feeling at bay, I changed into a cute loungy outfit. What am I wearing? I'm wearing some H&M shorts, like sweat shorts, and then I'm wearing some cropped sweatshirt that I felt cute in, that I thought I looked good in. And then I did my makeup. Now, you don't have to go all out to do your makeup. I have a very simple makeup routine. I use basically everything, but it's a very like natural look. I just do foundation or primer, foundation, concealer, powder, then blush, and the mascara. Then I brush out my eyebrows. So it's a very natural look, but it makes me feel better about myself and more put together. So I took some ibuprofen, changed into that outfit, and did my makeup. And doing those small things with my appearance, especially because I don't have a lot to go out and do. So if I'm even just like lounging around my apartment, it's still really beneficial for me to go and, put on a cute outfit or do my makeup or straighten my hair, because it at least eliminates one shitty thing that I'm feeling. And I know a lot of people, there's some people who don't wear makeup, or there's some people that don't have the motivation to, get up and change, and that's completely understandable because I've been there. I've been at that spot where you can't seem to get yourself out of bed. So what also, on that note, what has helped me is keeping some basic hygienic, I guess, products next to my bed, or, close enough to where if I feel like I cannot get out of bed, I'm not reaching, reaching metaphorically and literally, I'm not reaching for something to make myself feel better. So for example, I'll have like a brush next to my bed, or I'll have, right now I have chapstick next to my bed. Also, I've always been a really big fragrance person. So another thing that also really helps me is like body spray or lotion, even like a perfume, though hand sanitizer, those kinds of things. If I know that I smell good, that also helps. So right now I'm wearing actually Chanel number 5, and then I put on my marshmallow pumpkin latte hand cream, and I feel really cute. I feel like shit, but I feel like I look cute, and I do look cute. So that's something that's helped me, is kind of just do little things to make yourself feel better. Yeah, so whether, if you're in bed and you're like, I feel like I feel disgusting, brush out your hair and use some hand sanitizer. Some hand sanitizer that smells really good from Bath and Body Works or something. Or put your hair up into a messy bun, make it look cute, I know I really like messy buns when my hair is like kind of dirty. I don't feel like showering, but I like it's not dirty enough to shower, but it's also not dirty enough to have down. I really like messy buns because I like them on me. So kind of find something that you like doing to improve your appearance. Another thing for me is straightening my hair. I have naturally pretty wavy hair. So when I straighten it, it makes me feel like a lot more put together. So that's another thing I do. If I don't want to wear makeup and I don't have the energy to do my makeup, I just straighten my hair. And that makes me feel a lot more put together, and a lot better about myself. So that's something that I like to do. Another thing that I found really helpful is switching environments. So this is something that you can, it's kind of hard to do if you don't have the space for it. If you do have the space for it, it is also very beneficial. So I spend a lot of time in my room. I spent a lot of time in my room at home. And I didn't really have like another spot that I was like, felt like myself in. Like I could be myself. Like, we had we have a decent sized house. Like my childhood home is, nice, but it's more of the fact that like I could never just go on the couch and feel comfy. I don't know if anybody else feels that way, but like my room is like my safe spot. I close the door and I can I don't know. So once I got my apartment, so this is more for someone who lives alone, or even if you have roommates, and you're feeling like kind of trapped, you've been in your room for a while, take a small step and just go to your couch and do the same thing you were doing in your room, but do it on your couch, or do it at your kitchen table, or even if you don't want to leave your room, sit on the floor. Changing the environment, even just the littlest bit, can help kind of give your brain like a refresher. It gives it like a quick, like you press the refresh button on Safari. That's what it does. And I know that some people, like I said, I know that some people don't have like a completely separate spot in their, wherever they live. So like I said, just make that small step. Sit on the floor. I don't know. So you have to kind of get creative a little bit, and it lets your brain kind of have like a quick little, like, you're coming up for a little bit of fresh air. And then once you get uncomfortable, you can go back to the spot you were in, or you can, find a different spot, a new spot. Sit in your bathroom. Like, you have to be creative a little bit with that. And that is also something that really helped me here. Like, especially because there's a lot of times where I haven't left the apartment at days, days in a row, except like taking Sunny out. Because I don't really have anywhere to go. So switching my environment, when I would spend hours in my room, I would come out, spend a little bit of time on the couch. You don't have to change what you're doing. If you're scrolling on TikTok, or if you're doing homework, or if you are listening to music, watching YouTube, listening to my podcast, you don't have to switch what you're doing. You just have to switch where you are. And it tricks your brain into thinking that you've done something else, if that makes sense. So that's something that's really helped me. And I know I've given that advice to a couple other people in my life, and it has helped them as well. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the movie What About Bob? It's a comedy with Bill Murray. It has Bill Murray in it. He's so funny in it. He does an amazing job. It's about this guy who is basically, trapped by his germophobia. And his therapist, who was played by Richard Dreyfuss, I don't know if that's how you say it, but he is like kind of this like cynical character who is a little bit self-absorbed, and he had written this book, and it's called Baby Steps. And Bill Murray, who is Bob in the show, or in the movie, uses that phrase, baby steps. There's this part in the movie in the beginning, baby steps to the elevator, baby steps out the door, And it's funny in the movie, but in reality, that also kind of, it's baby steps. You just have to take small steps at a time in order to get to where you want to be. Something that has helped my anxiety. So anxiety is a little bit tougher because you can't really give your brain a refresher with anxiety. So I don't know if anybody else uses this, but I use CBD oil. Now, it has no THC, so you don't get high. But, so it has no THC, so you don't get high, but it has the effects of CBD, which is like a calming. People say it helps with their pain. I've never really used it for pain. I use it for anxiety, so I get really bad anxiety and nausea. I get really sick to my stomach, and I get it a lot in the shower. I don't know why, but so I get it from R&R Medicinals. They're a really good website. Obviously not sponsored, but they have a ton of different flavors and a ton of different dosage amounts that you can choose from. I have the 1,000 milligram one, and I think I don't know how much per serving. I think maybe 32 milligrams per serving, I want to say, of CBD. And you take 1 milliliter of that, you put it under your tongue, and then you hold it there for 30 seconds. And while I'm holding it there for 30 seconds, I take really deep breaths and kind of try to ground myself back to reality. And then after 60 seconds, I don't know if I said 30 earlier, but I meant 60. After 60 seconds, you swallow it, and The one I have is flavored mint, but it tastes like a really bad thin mint. Like, they don't taste great, but I've been using it for so long that it's almost like a comfort taste at this point, so it doesn't bother me anymore. But to the first, to a first user, it definitely does not taste great. And then I wash it down with some water, and it honestly, for me, it works instantly, or almost instantly. Like within 5 minutes, I'm already feeling better. That's something that grounds me, especially when I'm just having like anxiety for no reason. When that is more towards like my panic side, my panic disorder, where I'm just like, I literally could be doing nothing, and then all of a sudden, I feel my heart racing. I take my heart rate, and it's like 140, 130, and I feel sick to my stomach. I pull that out, and it helps. So that's something that I have sworn by ever since I started it, and I started it probably, I would say, late 2020. And I will never go back to like a prescription. And I've tried to do like anxiety prescriptions in between then and now, and they don't work for me as well. And if you are on anxiety meds and it works for you, great. Like, don't take this advice then. Or do. I mean, it's always good to have some kind of backup that works a little bit more instantly. But I just have never had luck with anxiety meds prescribed. I have had luck with antidepressants and stuff that targets my depression, but I haven't really had any luck with panic disorder meds. So when I found R&R Medicinals, I was like, yes, like this is it. I tried one other brand after that, or before that, I'm sorry, and then I went to R&R Medicinals, and it was amazing. You do have to be 18 to buy it. You can buy it online, and there's some, I think a lot of crystal shops carry CBD oils. I usually just order it offline, and I got a 3-pack actually when I first moved down here, so it lasted me. And I didn't have to buy like it over and over again. And let's see, I want to say maybe 40 a bottle. Let me see. So one thing is 50, and you only need 1 milliliter. So it lasts you quite some time, but I got a pack of 3, which was $135. So that, it is a little bit of an investment, but I've never regretted a purchase that I've had from there. Another thing that I've been doing recently is when I do go out, I do a lot of things on my own, obviously, because I don't have a lot of people to do them with. This can be hard if you struggle with social anxiety. So if you do struggle with social anxiety, I'll definitely have to look more into that. I fortunately do not. But, for example, I found a really cute coffee place about 15-20 minutes from me, and I treat myself to that 2 or 3 times a week, and I get their iced chai, and it is the best chai I've ever had in my entire life, and it is the cutest place. And I drive down there, and then getting out, just even for that, feels good. Even if I know I just went for coffee, like I said before, baby steps. You don't need to go and spend a whole day hiking or, solving world hunger. Like, the expectations in order to fight depression and living alone aren't too high. You can slowly build yourself up to the point where, you only have depressive episodes or something. And luckily, because I've been on medication for so long, I don't necessarily struggle with it as much as I used to. But like I said, making this transition and living alone is definitely taking me back a couple steps and kind of made me realize like things I need to change in my life. And Also, another thing that has helped me is making dinners. Now, I'm not saying I'm like this like Michelin star chef, because God forbid you ask me to make meat. I won't be able to do it. I'm so scared of not cooking it all the way through. I refuse. So I'll make like basic dinners. So I think a couple nights ago I had ramen, but instead of just ramen, I put some eggs in it. And I scrambled some eggs, and then I put those eggs in it, and I had, I had that together, and that was really good. Or instead of a quesadilla in the microwave, I made it on the stove. Getting healthier foods that are still really good. Like, I like these light and fit Greek yogurts. There's a coconut, what is it? A coconut vanilla, I think. And then there's a strawberry cheesecake one. Those are amazing, and they taste so good. So, like, getting, like, stuff that you like to eat, but also kind of keeping it more on the safe side so you don't feel bad. Because I know I definitely, when I get sweets, because I struggle with my body image, I definitely feel bad after eating them. So, like, getting that Greek yogurt makes me not feel guilty, and it tastes fucking amazing. So food also has a lot to do with your relationship with your depression. Another thing that I did, I think that's kind of silly, but it worked, is I gave myself my own pedicure, like the whole thing. I have a bath, so I soaked my feet, and then, manicure, or, clip my toenails, and yeah, it's kind of gross to talk about, but it was a nice thing that I did for myself. Put lotion on afterwards. It was relaxing. I felt better. So yeah, I think that there's a lot of different bad habits that you can get into while living alone and not really knowing anyone. Like I said, there were a couple times I hadn't left my house or my apartment in a couple days in a row. And I felt like shit about it because, I don't know, it doesn't feel good to feel like you're trapped in your own home, Like, you want to be out and going to do something and doing it with people, but you just can't. You don't have the motivation, or you don't have the resources. Like, for me, I just don't have the people yet to do that. One more thing that I just thought of that's really I like to do is I am obsessed with candles. And I love picking out a good candle and lighting it. I have, I think, 4 around my whole apartment right now. I need more because I'm starting to go through a lot of them. But right now I actually have my 2 candles in my living room lit. I have those lit, and then I open my blinds. Just simple stuff like that. Like, I'm sitting on my couch. I'm not doing anything. I'm just recording a podcast, but it still makes me feel a little bit better that I have some sunlight coming in, or some natural light coming in. It is kind of cloudy out right now, though. I have some natural light coming in, and then I have my candles burning, so it smells good in here. And so yeah, I think it's definitely tough for a lot of people. Even if you don't live alone, it's definitely tough to kind of make those changes in your life, to kind of tweak your day-to-day habits. But as long as you kind of start from a reasonable spot, like if you're able to go straight into the meals and stuff like that, then go for it. I know for me personally, I couldn't start out that way, and I didn't start out that way. So wherever you feel that you are in a good spot to start there. If you're somewhere in the middle and you do your makeup, but you try to go out and get coffee or get a lunch for yourself or something, just didn't work out, that's totally fine. Take a step back, do something a little bit smaller next time. And eventually you'll get to the point where you've made these habits, and they're not just little changes now. They're part of your daily routine. And that's the goal here, is to get yourself to a point where these changes that you made are now ingrained in your brain, and you kind of feel not shitty, but you feel almost a little bit guilty if you don't do them, which makes you want to do them. And then in turn makes you a healthier person. So I'll get off my soapbox now, but I just wanted to talk about that for a little bit, because I think it's important to kind of talk about like where to start. So those are some things that have helped me. If you have other things that help you, go do those, you know. But those are some personal things that I know have helped me and have helped other people before, in kind of starting to make day-to-day small changes in their life. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you whenever I see you next.